How you doing, Andy? You all right, mate?
How we do?
All right.
Yeah, not bad yourself.
I'm all right, mate. What you been up to?
Long time no see.
Yeah, long time no see.
What have been up to? I was sat up all night last night and watched I went to my bed about, must have been 11 o'clock, got up again 1:15, to watch the fights, the LA show last night. But I never, I never finished about 7 o'clock this morning, because I had M&M on before the main event. And I was like, can we not just put the fight on? It's like, oh my God. But that was good though, I enjoyed it. Just a bit tired today.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
Okay. Tank Davis and Shaka Stevenson. IFL put some out saying it's on. But Shaka's come out and said it's fake news. I mean, why are they putting propaganda out for Eduardo? Eh? Unbelievable,
shambles,
aren't they?
It's,
They don't learn, do they?
how can they not just tell the truth, instead of feeding us with bullshit? That's the point now.
You know, it's putting rubbish out, yeah, getting in it. Cougs, why don't you grow up, Cougar, and stop, firing bullets for others? You're supposed to be neutral, aren't you? Mr. Big Shot Media guy, pioneer. Come on,
And
grow up,
these
eh?
these guys should be doing a bit more research before they start spouting off.
Eh?
They should be doing more research that the word's genuine before they start spouting off about stuff and then
We all
creating a
get,
narrative and it.
Andy, we all get stuff wrong, right? Even I do, mate. Right? We all get stuff wrong, but they're putting out press releases for them, mate. On the
Yeah,
platforms, it's all old boys club stuff, innit?
yeah,
It's fake news. It's spreading to boxing. That's what's going on.
yeah. It's just another headache, isn't it?
What?
It's another headache, isn't it? That we can do without.
It's unbelievable what's going on, mate, in media. Absolutely unbelievable. You throw in that raving lunatic, the guard, the man with the black painted toenails. Did you see him on that rock? Painted black toenails. Bono.
What is he all about? What is he all about?
Bono.
I seen somebody interviewing him the other day, calling him the God to his face, and he was telling the guy, "Oh, don't be over familiar. Don't be so over familiar." It was Gareth. It
Eh?
might have been. I can't. Was it Pro? Is there a channel called Pro Boxing or something like that? Pro
Yeah, I think
Boxing.
there is. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a guy on that. Just called him the God. I've got the God here or something. Hi, God. How you getting on?
There's one called Boxing Media, run by a copper.
But that's he's everywhere, him, isn't he? Boxing King Media.
It will be, won't it?
He's
Oh,
flying off.
will be, won't it? Regan of the yard.
Yeah.
But, but hey ho. To be fair, we did an interview with Eddie Hills, and Eddie spoke out about what had gone on, with them terrible murders and all them stabbings and that at Southport. So
Yeah.
it was good for Eddie and speak out about that. And Joe,
Yeah.
government needs
That's when
to
he
get
was.
rid of it, don't they?
Yeah, that's when he was talking about becoming prime minister, I think, was it?
Yeah. But
But yeah, it's good to hear his view on that.
yeah, well, he's got a big
Oh,
platform. He can get government to
and he
do.
was talking about sense there, which
Yeah, yeah.
there's,
He impressed
there's
me.
plenty,
He
there's plenty
impressed.
of other places, you don't get any sense, isn't there? So
Yeah, yeah. Chisora and Joyce, what did you think? We need your opinion on it, Andy, for all those porky listeners and for all those mega porky listeners, the hardcores. There's Porkies International,
hardcore.
our other YouTube channel, Porkies International. Go on, Andy. Chisora and Joyce. What do you think? Were it two men fighting outside Witherspoons?
It was not much skill involved, was it? It was just a pure slugfest. But it was a bit of a spectacle, I think. But I thought Joyce got his tactics all wrong. I thought Joyce would beat him, stop him late on. But what was he doing? Joyce wasn't using his height, his reach. He should have been firing straight shots, in my opinion. I'm not an expert, but to me, he should have been firing straight shots. Because to try and hook with Chisora, it was just all wrong. The tactics were all wrong. But Chisora surprised me. How he managed to deck Joyce when he had no legs for, well, at least the second half of the fight, wasn't he? But he must be fit, Chisora, due all that. And that knockdown probably secured them victory, I think. Because apart from that, I had Joyce kind of edging it.
Well, this is how I look at it, Andy, not from Aberdeen. Joyce reminded me of The Mummy. Have you seen that film, The Mummy?
That's it.
You're running as fast as you can at Mummy's there, looking really slow and cumbersome, but he's always gaining on you no matter what. Joyce reminded me of The Mummy and Chisora. Have you heard him talk? He's like Scooby-Doo, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? So to me, we're like two men fighting outside Witherspoon. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, they shouldn't, for the sake of their health, that's taken years off them, that fight. They shouldn't have really, if there's any sense of, it's not a case of there's any sense, they've obviously got a desire to do it. It's one of the ones, isn't it? It's probably shouldn't be doing it. Well, definitely shouldn't be doing it. But if they're passing medicals and they still want to do it and they're getting well paid, it's one of the ones. If I've said umpteen times, I'd rather see them retire than fighting. But at the end of the day, we'll watch it. And are we wrong for watching it? Because that's what's making them. He's filled that. Well, it looked like the place was pretty full, wasn't it? Chisora had a lot of support there.
Yeah.
He's putting bums on
seats. Cult hero, isn't he now, Derek?
He is, and that's just going to encourage him to keep going on, and you can see what's happening.
I was just about to say, do you think it's going to put him in a position where he might take one fight too many?
It's like watching a train crash. You know what's going to happen, but you're helpless to do anything about it. And it's and then I'm seeing folks saying, who should he fight next? And there's folks saying, Wilder shot anyway. For all intents and purposes, he might actually beat Wilder the way the state of the two of them now. But none of the two of them should be fighting. But if they want to do it, we can't really stop them, can we? So we've just got to kind of comment on it, how we see it. Who do you want to see next? Well, Stockholm fighting Dillian White in there. So, though I seen Hughie and Peter saying Hughie would take that fight in a heartbeat because he said he's wanting to fight in Manchester, wasn't he?
Yeah, Peter, I spoke to him. He says they'll take Chisora fight or Joyce. On, he's got a fight on his show. He says he's got a big fight lined up on Sky, so they take Chisora in a heartbeat. Hughie smash him up. He won't be able to get near Hughie. He'd just pepper him all night with movement and jabs. You know what I mean? Touching him up. You know, like shades of Ali.
Yeah. Ali Fraser.
I'll get some stick for that. Saying Hughie's like shades of. But to me, like Chisora and Hughie, it'd be a no contest. It'd be a slaughter. It'd be an absolute slaughter. Hughie'd be on a murder charge.
He's got some toughness about him, Chisora, the way he took some beating, didn't he? Really. I mean, Joyce can, but see at the end of the fight. I don't know if you watched at the end of the fight. I mean, Joyce looked like the winner physically, and Chisora looked like the loser physically. And I heard Joyce talking after the fight. He didn't even sound like he had a fight. He sounded fresh, and he was like, it's like he hadn't. I don't know. Should he exerted himself more through the fight? I don't know. It's one of them. It's a strange one, eh? It is a strange performance from Joyce.
Derek had 2 heads, didn't he?
Oh, aye. 2 eggs to go with his Five Guys burger.
What?
2 eggs to go with his Five Guys burger.
How long do you see Derek going on, Andy?
Well, he's talking about another 2 fights, isn't he? So, but there's no fight going to be an easy fight, is there? Every fight's going to be like that.
Yeah, it's I don't know, but do you see Derek having a rematch with Parker?
No, I don't think he would take that. He's fought Parker twice, hasn't he? And
They're
lost them
talking
both times.
about Dylan White, aren't they, for Derek? And Dylan's saying it's all arranged, and Derek's saying he's up for it. They'll do out them two pair of brasses, won't they, for a pound now?
Yeah, Bricktop says he can't fight unless he's licensed in the UK. And somebody questioned about Saudi, and he said, "Well, he can't fight there if he's no licensed in the UK either." On about the can man, eh?
It's all pointing to Dylan White serving the silent man in it.
Yeah. And if he's talking September, is that when the ban's up?
Well, we're never going to know, are we? If they've all signed disclosures,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But do you see Derek stepping down and fighting like Moses of Atame or a Johnny Fisher, or what would you think of that? Because they're ready to let that Atome off at lead, aren't they?
I think that'd be a bad idea for Derek fighting him. He's dangerous, isn't he? He made a statement what he did to Wack, didn't he? Marius Vac. He just put him to cap, didn't he? And can certainly give Big Freeze a full, was it 10 or 12 rounds when they fought? It's not that long ago, is it? A year ago, maybe?
Oof, I don't know how long is that.
Big Freeze couldn't put a dent in him at all, could he? And
No.
Moses Atumo goes in there and just plays one.
Do you see Big Freeze and Mosov getting at it? Because they've had a similar amount of fights, haven't they?
That'd probably be a good fight, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Big Freezer's a game old bust, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know
I
what I mean?
think I could see him getting stopped late on against Moses Atumo, I think.
You think that kid's got all the packet then?
I think he has. I think he's everybody here talking about him. You
Yeah.
never hear anything bad, do you?
I
They're
seen
saying
Aaron McCosey up, bigging him up in interviews, and that Bob Aaron, that Turkey is as well. They're all over him, aren't they? This up Moses, aren't they?
Yeah, he's got a license to print money, I think, for the future, right?
Can you imagine the amount of beat that Francis Warren's shoving up them nostrils of his because he's managing Moses of Atomo? Isn't that right, Francis? Hey, aka the housewife's favourite. Pop, pop, bang. Hey, can you imagine shovel he's got now, him, aside the ashtray, cereal bowl full, next to ashtray with 60 Regal. Hey, bottle of Moet. Go on, Francis, living it large.
A big cigar.
Big cigar on. Big Richard cigar. My pal Richard.
How's Richard doing? How's he doing? I haven't seen him for a while on the
He
channel.
sent me a video. We were going across Alps in his 8 Series convertible Beamer with his chick.
Aye.
Yeah, we're cruising around there, around that area, Italy and all sorts, I think.
Good on him, eh? I've always fancied doing that. You know, the start of the Italian job when the guy's going through the
Yeah, I
St.
think he's
Bernard's
done all
Pass
that
and
tunnel and all that. No, he's into all that, innit? All them £100 toll fees and all that nonsense. He's into throwing it about and that. You know what I mean? 2 grand handbag,
Aye.
all that nonsense. He's always tipping up.
What's he want a handbag for?
But I don't know, their last, she probably only about 60.
Ah.
He's a good bloke, Richard, good fella.
I like Richard when he's on the channel. Aye, it's good.
Big White Rhino's doing interviews and that, going on about all people he's sparred. Are we going to see another charge from the White Rhino?
One more charge.
He's looking in good nick, apparently. I mean, he's looking the business. He got a big old Peter Sutcliffe beard on him and that. So, you know what I mean? He's looking like some Gerard Butler. He's looking like a bad Gerard Butler. But let's hope it's a kick up arse. You know, all this Saudi money available and that, because he's had ample opportunities, hasn't he? And he's running out of years, isn't he?
He's finally knuckled down.
Well, that's good, isn't it? Good. You know what I mean? It might wake him up. He's popping kids out left, right, and centre. Do you know what I mean? It's you're a long time retired, aren't you?
Oh, aye.
What do you see happening with Johnny Bosch Fisher, aka Elmer Fudd?
I was thinking about him tonight. I was thinking about his old man when I was munching into my portion of chicken fried rice that I got earlier on.
God, that's note to his old man. Have you seen what he puts
No,
down his north?
that's just a starter. No, I couldn't consume that amount. Where's he going? I did hear him say he would take the Chisora fight, but whether he would or not, that'll be up to his management, won't it?
Well, we're going
I
to see
don't see him taking the Moses Atuma fight.
that,
Eddie, Prime Minister Hills is not going to allow him to take the Moses Atuma fight, I wouldn't imagine.
No, I'm not going to do that, are they?
No,
There's talk of
he'll
it.
be on a different.
A bit of talk of it, isn't there? Atman's been spouting off about it, hasn't he? But do you see it happening?
Is he? Yeah. Nah, no
Oh,
for a few years. Huh?
why don't they put whack in with Fisher?
Yeah, that'd be a good one. See how he gets on with him.
Yeah, I think see how it measure him up against what Moses did to him. If they're going to run them to us next big fight in next 5 years or something, But Fisher's going
I
to go.
like Johnny Fisher, but
He's all right, isn't he? He's got two brain
aye,
cells in his head,
he's
hasn't he?
likable.
He's a plank of wood, though, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? He's like, you just wind the key in the back of him, and he's everybody's pal, isn't he? He's my pal, he's my pal, he's my pal. He's a pal of mine. He's everybody's pal, isn't he? That he's got, you know what I mean? He's proper company man, isn't he? You know what I mean? I'm
You're a
sick.
likable pal.
He's just pulling splinters out his arsehole all day, isn't he? You know what I mean? He's the Gary Lineker of
You're
boxing, isn't he?
on the fence.
On the what?
On the fence. Fence sitter.
Well, could you buy into Dylan White and Chisora free, though?
Probably the right. I think is Dylan White. He's maybe more shot than Chisora. Eh?
Hey?
Maybe the can man's more shot than Chisora.
Uh, maybe he is. Maybe
I mean, I
Chisora
thought
got his second wind.
yeah. I mean, I thought Chisora won the first Dylan White fight, and then I thought he was up on the cards, wasn't he, when he got knocked out in the second one.
Yeah, to be fair to Derek, he's turned up for his battles, doesn't he, really?
Oh, aye, he'll fight. He is a real fight man, and he will fight anybody. Then he appears to enjoy it, but probably to the detriment of his health. But that's the way it is. Eh?
Yeah, that's the way it is. Do you see Dave Allen having a fight with Chisora?
Uh, you never know. That might be the Manchester fight if Hughie doesn't take it. Eh? If
Do
they
you
don't
reckon?
make it with Hughie, maybe that'd be a good fight for Dave Allen to make some money, though, wouldn't it?
Well, it'll be good for Dave Allen to get some money in, wouldn't it?
He need to get himself in good shape for that fight, though, because even at 40, Chisora's he seems to have the engine to go the distance, doesn't he? Even though he looked knackered for the second or third round, didn't he? But he just keeps going, eh?
Derek, he's always got a puncher's chance, hasn't he? Remember when he did Tackham?
Oh, aye, aye.
Yeah, he's
He
always
was getting
got.
battered in that fight.
Hey,
He was getting battered in that fight, wasn't he?
well, he took some punishment overnight, and he's had 334 rounds now. I mean, how many more rounds can he have?
I know. I made a wee video on my channel about can Derek pull a rabbit out of a hat, because that's what it was going to be, in my opinion, if he was going to beat Joyce. But the the punch he knocked Joyce down with was probably the rabbit out the hat, wasn't it? That was because I thought he was about to get stopped, and then he just for having no legs under him to pull a Joyce was quite square on, I think, wasn't he? But he still managed to drop him.
Well, I mean, Joyce, his chin's gone now, hasn't it?
Though he got up, he didn't look bad with it hurt, did he? And I would have said he won the rest of the round when he did get up, but he did get dropped. But his chin's probably not quite what it was.
Yeah, I mean, he built his career on his chin, didn't he, really, Joyce?
Yeah, and he had a good work rate, didn't he? But good
Yeah,
engine on him.
I just don't see Joyce coming back from that now. I just see people like It's Big Freeze and Fabio Wardley beating on him now.
Yeah, a slow decline. Eh?
You'd put Dave Allen in with Joe Joyce now, wouldn't you? At this stage of the game, wouldn't you?
I mean, he had the world at his feet before he fought Zhang, didn't he? That was a bad move taking the Zhang fight, I think.
Zhang ruins them, doesn't he? Zhang.
Mm.
He ruined
And
Ergovic.
he's older than all of them, isn't he?
You don't want Zhang thudding at your door, do you? Or, you know what I mean? Or even knocking on your door.
No.
You know what I mean? Put his face to your window. You just look at window. You'd be scared to death, wouldn't you? Have Zhang's face there, wouldn't you? With that giant wart.
Zhang the Merciless.
Hey?
Aye.
You know about that, wouldn't you?
I would put the fear in you.
Put what? You put fear of God into anybody, wouldn't you? Zhang a bit best debt collector in South Yorkshire if you lived round here, mate. I'm telling you now, honestly. Do you see Wilder coming back, Andy?
No. I think
No.
he's done now.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he comes back, he's just going to get beaten. He's going to get hurt. I can see that happen. He's had a couple of good paydays out of Saudi, so I think he should regard that as pension money and just sail off into sunset and enjoy his family life.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's I think he's finished myself, isn't he? But I'll tell you somebody who ain't finished, that Caballel. He's
No, he's a good fighter.
hey, 25 and
He is
0.
a, he is a good fighter. Do you know when he's fighting next?
Well, he's just done Frank Sanchez, and he took his out.
Yeah. Does a job on him, eh? Did a number on him.
He took Makhmedov's out as well before him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's the guy not to be messed about. He knocked Derek Chisora about, didn't he?
He's another one flying under the radar, isn't
Well, you know what I mean? I think Derek won one round in that fight, to be honest.
he?
You know what I mean? They gave it as a mandatory decision. If it didn't done out for me, you could give him two at a
Aye.
push.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he got beat that night, Derek. He looked really tired. And that was 7 years
Yeah.
ago. 7 years ago, that.
Was that in Monte Carlo or something, wasn't it?
In Monaco, wasn't it, or something, or Monte Carlo or something, yeah.
Monaco, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and Derek's had 2, 4, 6. God, he's had about 17 fights since then. Loads of losses. You know what I mean? And he's still going strong, Derek.
Yeah.
He reinvented himself, though, hasn't he, Derek?
Yeah.
I mean, what he's done is amazing, really, when you think about it, isn't it? He just keeps going, doesn't he?
Oh, aye. Just keeps plodding on, doesn't he? I mean, I thought his legs looked dreadful in that the last fight with Gerald Washington.
Did you?
That's about a year ago. I just thought his footwork had gone altogether in that fight, but it seemed to be a bit better earlier on the Joyce fight. But then after the second half of the fight, his legs were all over the place, weren't
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's madness.
he? He's kind of adopted a kind of rope-a-dope style, isn't he?
What, like a poor man's Joe Fraser? Hey.
Yeah,
You know, if Dylan White is serving a ban, right, and it comes out, where's his reputation?
in the dusty bin now.
Do you think they're bothered, Andy?
And yeah, he's no bothered as long as he's getting money, anyway, I think. But I don't understand people that wouldn't be bothered about that kind of thing. But if he was bothered about it, he wouldn't. If you were bothered about it, you'd only ever fail one drug test, wouldn't you? If it was accidental, you wouldn't be doing it again or whatever he's done.
Yeah.
It's never really come out clear what he's done, innit? We talked about contamination. Is that
Well, they
that's the
say that
usual
all the
excuse?
time, don't they? All this contamination rubbish. Do you know what I mean? But I mean,
He's failed.
this with Conor Ben, right? Juggy is fair enough. Said Conor Ben, if he's innocent, show us. He can't go around saying he's proved his innocence, but she's not shown anybody, has he? They're just doing what they want,
No.
aren't they? But is he serving a silent man? There's people saying they are. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Kind of looks like it.
Yeah, it's looking like it, mate. And they're just laughing at weight at bank, mate. And nobody's saying out about it. None of these big platforms on YouTube are pushing it, are they? Are they serving silent bans? We, the fans, want to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you think about people saying that this golden era is Joshua Fury, Usyk, and Wilder? Do you agree with that?
Um, I, I don't know if it could be called a golden era. I think it was decent. And the fights Fury had with Wilder were good fights.
Yeah.
Three totally different fights. The third one being an absolute classic, but a slugfest. That's a health damaging fight that for both of them.
Oh God, yeah.
And I think Usyk. I disagree with. I've seen Colin Hart and who's the other old guy? I quite like the other old guy. It's I forget his name. Is he for the Mail or the Mirror or something? Boxing journalist guy. Must be in his 70s. Forget his name. Somebody was asking them if Usyk was an all-time great. I think it was Colin Hart that said no. Well, I totally disagree with that. I think Usyk would give. He's one of the few guys that would give the guys in the golden era in the 70s. He'd give them a good fight. He'd give them all a good fight. Usyk, I think. There wasn't many southpaws about then, was there? I remember because he was talking about Ali, but I mean, Ken Norton beat Ali, but Ken Norton beat Usyk. It's all about styles as well, the way. He'd certainly
Usyk's,
be big enough.
yeah, Usyk's seen every style, hasn't he?
Aye. And I think he'll be regarded as an all-time great in years to come. But some of these folk are, I don't know if they think there's never going to be an era any better than that. Now, maybe they're right to an extent, but that doesn't mean you're not going to get the occasional fighter come about that would have done well then, you know.
Yeah. You put Usyk in any era though, Andy, wouldn't you?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, you put him in any era. But I don't think it's as you could say it's best. It's a decentish era. This, but to say
Yeah.
golden, I just think they're comparing it to seventies. You know, from 71 till about 79. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I
I
don't think
think
I
it's
don't think it's in that league.
I think it's better than the sort of previous year. I think the 90s was good when Lennox Lewis was about. There's a lot of good fighters about when Lennox Lewis was about.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to remember. I think people might have still been moaning about stuff then, like moaning about that era not being that great. But you look back, you had people like Ray Mercer and Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield
Tommy
and
Morrison,
Tommy Morrison, Shannon Briggs, all
Evander
these guys, David Tua,
Holyfield.
Holyfield, David Tua, Andrew Gallotta. They were all good guys. They could all have been world champions probably in today's era, I would think.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them were world champions, but Andrew Gallotta never won a world champion. I think he was an underachiever. He was just temperamental, wasn't he? Couldn't keep the shots up, but he was battering Riddick Bowe in both their fights. He was winning the fights, and then he just strayed low. Just couldn't help himself, could he? I think he should have been a champion. I think Andrew Gallotta.
Yeah, he ruined it in them Riddick Bowe fights, didn't he? Riddick Bowe was shot then, though, wasn't he? Really, he got lucky, didn't he?
He was. I think he took a lot of lightly in the first fight, didn't he? Came in quite heavy, and the commentators were on Bo's side. They were, the usual like, oh, watching all Bo's punches, but Galata was firing straight back with better shots and outworking him, wasn't he? I think Bo realised he was in deep water, but then Galata started hitting him. Bo just couldn't help himself. It was madness, self-destruct button. That's what he pressed there. Eh?
Yeah. What do you think to Usyk saying that Fury loses to AJ?
Yeah. Is this part of his mind games getting inside Fury's head already? Or maybe it's just an honest opinion, eh?
Well, I
Yeah,
agree.
he did say that
I agree
Fury
with
gave
him.
him his hardest fight.
I
Yeah.
think AJ does in me. I think Fury's finished me at top level.
Yeah, I don't think he's what he was. I think that probably you find that third Wilder fight's taken a lot out of him, I would say.
I reckon his legs have gone me, Andy.
Yeah. I know what they were, and he probably when he fought people like Dillian White and Chisora, his footwork didn't have to be brilliant in their fight, so he did it. He could kind of do what he wanted to an extent, using his size and reach. But when he's up against somebody with super footwork like Usyk, you can't keep up with him when it comes to footwork. You ever watched Usyk do all that mad dancing he does? It's like, Jesus, his coordination and that's unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh, he was like a bee one. He never left Fury alone, did he?
I won't leave you alone. That's what he told him. Then he says, "This his latest video is Tyson, you are my friend."
Yeah.
he's like a he's like one of the baddies in a James Bond film, a kind of comedy side to it, isn't
Listen, mate. He's like Mozart, isn't he?
he? He is something else. Eh? I mean, when I watch a fight, I don't really mind who wins, but you've got to admire genius when you see it, don't you?
Oh, listen, mate. Do you know when he's fighting, mate? You just got to appreciate it, and his movement. Even when he gets it, he's a good poker face. He knows what to do. He stays moving, doesn't he? He's a moving target when he gets clipped.
And he's tough. He is tough. He's a hard man. He's also physically stronger, I believe, than most people give him credit for because, oh, he's too small, he's too this. Fury's going to annihilate him. And AJ was going to annihilate him. But I think he's physically strong. He's probably physically strong. He's pushed Fury about most of that fight, didn't he? He wasn't getting thrown about in any way, shape, or form, was he?
He manhandled Fury up close.
Yeah. Nobody expected that. Well, maybe a few of us did who believes in it. I mean, you only have to look at his training regime. There's no way he's not going to be strong, is it? There's no an ounce of fat on him, is there?
5 mile swims.
Oh, and like, what was it? Cycling about 70 miles in the desert,
Yeah,
hot temperatures. Aye, swimming for 5 hours. Remember, Chisora said he went to some swimming pool, Russian swimming pool in London or something that he goes to. And he said, yeah, I've been swimming for 5 hours. And Chisora thought he was taking the mickey out. But somebody else goes, no, he has been swimming for 5 hours.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Oh, aye.
Hey, that's why
Crazy,
it's
yeah.
isn't it?
There's no shortcuts to success, is there? He
That's
obviously realises that.
hey.
He understands that, doesn't he?
Listen, mate. He's the real deal, Usyk. You've got to enjoy him while he's here. And you know what I'd like to see him in with? I'd like to see him in with Dylan White, mate.
Oh, I just make mincemeat of him, innit?
I'd like to see Dylan White get in with Usyk, and test himself. He's supposed to be the can man, isn't he? Hey? Or is he
That would be a mismatch. That would just be a mismatch.
or is Dylan White the tomato can man? Plum tomatoes.
Plum tomatoes, isn't it? I think Parker Usyk would be a decent fight.
Yeah. Parker Usyk's a great fight, isn't it? Hey?
As Parker's done well, so he could be rewarded with a title shot against Usyk.
Parker against Usyk is a great fight. I'm telling you now, Andy. Honestly, it's a fantastic fight. Do you want to go on to part 2, mate?
Will do, mate. Just
Cheers, mate.
give me 5 and I'll be right with you.
Hello, mate. Cheers.
Good man. Cheers.